What up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots coming at you with another video today. I'm Vegas.
And I'm T-Bone.
And today, we're going to be talking about the Carolina Panthers Week 1 matchup versus the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers fall 24-10 to Atlanta. Not what Panthers fans wanted for Week 1. T-Bone, as the resident Panthers fan, why don't you tell us what your thoughts are?
Thank you, Vegas. And I wear this with pride. I do. I tore up my room when I found out what had happened to this game because I watched it. I watched it happen. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. It was abysmal. Jesse Bates owned us. He was our daddy. A couple other guys, a lot of 10 tackles. Falcons defense was doing well. Ritter didn't do anything remarkable, but I mean, all he did was just throw the ball, and got a little touchdown in there. This was sad, a sad game, but I don't know what to expect. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback starting. What the heck do you want? Sanders showed some nice stuff. He had a couple too many carries. Chuba was eating. Anytime we touched the ball, Chuba did magic. Sanders works on both ends, though, which I like. Shout out Jonathan Mingo with the toe tap. Terrence Marshall Jr. doing well. Hayden Hurst did solid. I'm a big Hayden Hurst fan. I said it, so I said it then. I'll say it now. And I mean, he got a touchdown. Got 41 yards, 5 receptions. I don't know why in the second quarter or second half we didn't do more with him, but that's besides the point. Bryce Young, more interceptions than touchdowns, but he's a rookie. Peyton Manning got 28 his rookie season. His IQ's so big. I can see him thinking. I like his pocket presence. I wish we let him sling it more. He did not throw a ball or did not get a completion over 10 yards. All they let him throw was checkdowns. So we need to let our guy grow. I can see it. I know he's good, but we just need to let him grow. We were holding them until the fourth quarter when we just disappeared. Derek Brown coming in big on the defense. Like it. Luvu, obviously. Shy Tuttle with the half sack. I like it. And Brian Burns. What a monster. Who we won't pay. Sorry I'm yelling. I'm just getting a little upset because our franchise, he wants to play for us. He's playing games without being paid. He said he wanted to wait for Nick. He didn't wait for Nick Bosa. He played. He intended to play even before Nick Bosa got his contract. Now, he got his contract, which means that he got to play, but still, Brian Burns has not been paid yet. I don't know what we're thinking. He was our Pro Bowler last year, and I don't know. This team makes me have anxiety and a high blood pressure and a very, very fast heart rate. I know we can do good. I know we can beat the Saints. I know that we can make top of the NFC South. But it's going to take a little work, and we can't keep doing what we've been doing. Our defense was coming up big. Hurst was going good. I'm liking Hurst. I like what I see. But we need to do better. Vegas, back to you.
Well, that was a little bit entertaining to listen to. Just a little bit. I know you'll enjoy it when I rant when the Patriots lose some inexplicable game later on in the year. Because you know it's going to happen. We're always due for at least one.
Oh, yeah.
Sea Bears last year.
I apologize.
But,
yep.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Rant about your team all you want. It makes for good content. But, watch the Panthers. I will say, the Panthers coaching staff looked like they did a good job trying to get Bryce Young acquainted as best as possible. Obviously had him throw the ball a lot. Definitely didn't throw it long. Falcons defense looked pretty good. Jesse Bates obviously had him. That's just Young not seeing the field very well. That's the kind of thing that you expect him to improve on over time. It's the exact mistake. Like, the interceptions are the exact mistakes I would expect from a rookie playing his first game against not a great, but a decent defense in the Falcons, who have a guy like Jesse Bates, who's really, really good. So, really liked what I saw of Hubbard as well. Sanders did all right. I agree with you that Hubbard should have gotten the ball a little more. Sanders should have gotten it a little less. Really liked what I saw out of Hayden Hurst. And it was very clear that he was Young's favorite guy to try and throw the ball to. 5 receptions, 41 yards, a touchdown. Broke a tackle on the touchdown play. Really nice play by him there. Overall looked good. Less visible in the second half. I think part of that was, I think the Falcons kind of identified him as a threat at halftime and put a little more focus on shutting him down, which obviously led to greater defensive success in the second half for Atlanta.
Yep.
So, what I saw in this Carolina team is a team that has a lot to work on. There were some flashes. There were a few little flashes here and there of things that this team can do well. Young had a couple of good moments, and
I agree.
Didn't throw the ball downfield a ton. There were 2 times where he threw a deep ball. One was, it looked like an overthrow, but then the replay showed that the receiver slowed down or hesitated a little bit, and if the receiver just kept running, it would have been a dime straight into his hands. The second one was an overthrow, a bit under pressure there, but still want to try and hit your guy because he was open. He did have several yards of separation beyond the safety, so
yes,
you want to see Young improve on that. But overall, what I saw in Bryce Young was a rookie starting his first game. That's my analysis. A rookie starting his first NFL game. He looked like a rookie starting his first NFL game, but he also showed a little bit of what he can be. It's just going to be up to him and the Panthers coaching staff to take him there. So, defense looked solid until the fourth quarter. Now, granted, Atlanta
it collapsed.
Not a great offensive team. They got 2 great running threats in Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. You got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, but there's just not a ton of offensive weapons. They got a decent O-line. You saw Algier and Robertson split the load a little bit more than Sanders and Hubbard did, and generated a decent rushing performance. You look at the raw numbers, the Falcons didn't do as well on offense than the Panthers did. Less passing yards, less rushing yards, less yards overall, worse on third downs, less time of possession. But when it came down to we need a drive to get a score, the Falcons did it and the Panthers didn't, But the Falcons as a team aren't too dissimilar from the Panthers. They're a young team with a lot to work on and a lot of growing pains to go through. So, but I liked things from both teams. I liked things from the Panthers. Derek Brown, Brian Burns both looked really good on the defense. Frankie Louvu as well. But this is step 1. Y'all aren't gonna go from, not great to the Chiefs in one day. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's gonna take some time. But I think overall, the Panthers have taken the right steps and are going in the right direction right now. How they'll finish up this year, I'm not sure, but I think, give him a few more weeks. Bryce Young is going to look a little bit better. He's going to be a little smarter. He's going to make a few less mistakes. He's going to have better pocket presence. He's going to generate a little more chemistry with his receivers. There were a few times where he just missed throws, and it looked like, they're just not on the same page, or they don't have the timings down right. And that's you expect that out of a rookie. Like I said, he looks like a rookie starting his first game,
Yep.
So, wish I'd seen a little bit more out of Adam Thielen. He was a guy who
he was a little injured.
That's fair, but he was a guy I expected to see a little bit more from.
He is wide receiver 1, so you expect to see a little bit.
Yeah.
If he's playing, you want to see a little. I get that.
I still expect Hurst to be the best weapon, though. I think the Panthers.
So far, yes.
I think the Panthers, obviously have a lot to work on, but I also think they have stuff to build off of as well. I think it'll take
Yep.
them a few weeks to really like find their feet a little bit. And I think they're going to have a tough time against a good Saints team next year who are coming off a gritty win over the Titans. But you know, I still, even though it's a loss and even though there's a lot of things that went wrong that y'all could have done better, I still think overall it is a step in the right direction for the Panthers. I want to get your thoughts.
I do have one. Okay, yes. Good. I have a couple thoughts on this. So, I agree. You're making the right steps. And honestly, the fact that this team is just, there's a lot of new on this team. New coaching staff, like I said last week. New. So I can't give, I wish I was clairvoyant, but I'm not. And I don't know how it's going to work. I've seen flashes here, but just, I can't foretell everything that's going to happen. But I'm hoping, because we have started taking steps in the right direction, hoping that we keep taking those steps and strides. One problem, injury bug. We had a little bit of an injury bug. Every team does during the preseason. DJ Chark out with a hamstring injury. Wasn't able to play week 1, unfortunately. Hoping that can overcome it. It's nothing too big because he's solid. He's a solid guy, and I'm hoping that he can get there. Adam Thielen played injured with an ankle injury, only 12 yards. But one of the times that he got the ball, he really was able to bring it in and just, because he's a veteran, he knows how to take the ball in. So I'm hoping once he gets, over the injury a little bit, that he starts to come into his own. I like Hayden Hurst. I do. I'm glad that we got him. It's good so far. J.C. Horn out quarter 1 with a hamstring injury that Reich won't tell us anything about. Nothing. Just a hamstring injury. You know what that tells me? That gives me a nothing. I'm hoping it's not that bad because it's questionable. It's not out. It's questionable. I'm hoping, and he has been injured before. Foot, wrist. Only played, out of his 35 games, he's only played 17. But I'm hoping he's able to overcome this hamstring injury and he'll be back because he's a great cornerback. When he's healthy, he's great. Henderson is doing all right, picking up the slack a little bit. I can tell that J.C. Horn is gone, but he came in to pick up the slack. I mean, for the love of Pete, we signed Josh Norman last year because J.C. Horn was out. So obviously, cornerback room needs to get a little bit better. I'm seeing some flashes. I'm seeing that they're starting to grow. I'm hoping that in Horn's absence, Henderson and company can sort of iron sharpens iron and really, well, J.C. Horn's out. We gotta pick up the slack. I'm hoping that's it. Our defensive line, nice. But anyways, that's besides the point. Rambling a little bit. I'm excited for next week. I hope Bryce Young knows that it's just a little. It's like you said, Vegas. Rookie's first game. Back to you.
Yeah, well, you touched on the secondary a little bit there. I want to get back to that because, quite honestly, the Panthers' secondary looked like they struggled, and I think they're very fortunate. Even though they lost, I think they're very fortunate that we're playing Atlanta, who are a very run-heavy team, probably the most run-heavy team in the entire NFL. They got good passing options, but Ritter is not a guy who they're going to trust to throw the ball a ton.
Yes.
And when they do, it's not going to be downfield very often. So I think you kind of didn't see enough from them, and I think what we did see didn't look great. And I actually have some concerns for y'all heading into next week against the Saints, who are going to be a more pass-heavy team with Derek Carr at quarterback. Chris Olave, Michael Thomas. They're more of a passing team. They're a team with more weapons than the Falcons, and so I think that's going to be a big area of concern for y'all at the moment. I think the front seven can make stuff happen, and I think y'all can stop the run. Y'all were relatively effective against Algier and Robinson. But you go against teams who are better in the passing game, which is most teams in the NFL.
Yep.
Like the Saints, I think y'all are going to struggle a bit. So,
we're certainly going to have to be on our A game.
Yeah, your offense is going to have to step up next week, and your defensive line is going to have to generate pressure. So, and I can see that happening. There's a few questions about the Saints O-line after week 1. Now, I will say the Titans have a better defense than people will give them credit for, but that still doesn't matter. Definitely a big challenge for y'all heading into New Orleans next week, and I want to get your thoughts on that game coming up.
Well, Vegas, I'll tell you this. It's going to be difficult seeing the Falcons game. I can tell Saints is going to give us some trouble. But seeing how the Saints played against the Titans, I'm hoping that this can generate a little bit of friction, a little bit of work, and I'm hoping that Bryce Young takes a little step forward, and maybe we some good things happen. Or, like I said, I'm big on our front seven. They did really good. They showed out in this first game. Offensive linemen didn't do half bad this game. They weren't bad during the Falcons game. They're all right. Kind of got Bryce frazzled a little bit, but they did all right. They did some good things. I think if we take a couple more steps forward, Austin Corbett comes back, that can generate some good stuff for us. Really, Saints, I know that the Saints probably have the edge on us, have a much more proven quarterback, much more. I was big on Derek Carr. And then they got Michael Thomas back, they got Olave. Still have Jamal Williams. Didn't do like I thought he would, but that's besides the point. The Saints are coming at home to the Panthers. So this will be Bryce Young's first game as a Carolina Panther regular season in Bank of America. And I'm hoping that, and I am one to brush off home versus away, but it can lead to game winners. This will be a game that I will watch very closely. I don't know how close it's going to be score-wise, but I will watch it closely. How they interact with the Saints, another division rival, how Bryce Young acts, will tell me a lot about what I need to know. And he needs to watch out for that defense, too. There's a couple of defensive guys on the Saints that he should watch out for. But that's all I got to say about that.
Oh, yeah. Saints defense definitely had a good day against the Titans. I would know. I have them in multiple fantasy teams. But definitely a big challenge for y'all hosting the Saints next week. A lot of questions about y'all yourselves are definitely going to answer. And I think the Saints have some questions about themselves that they need answering too. Derek Carr looked really good last week, but also had a few questionable throws, including a pick that I was flabbergasted that he threw that ball. But, overall, I think the Saints are probably the better team. I think they are the favorites to win that game, but we shall see. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video.